Serene Edwards, and I'm here with Haider Rafiq. He is the CMO and global CMO, may I add. And we're excited to have you here and sit down and talk all about OKX. How's it been so far?
It's been great, and thanks for having me. First off, it's exciting. This is my first time in Melbourne. It's a neat city.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Yeah.
So where are you from? Where do you live now? I know you've been in New York and San Francisco and...
I live in LA. I live in California.
Nice.
And it's, of course, hard to get out of because the weather is just amazing.
Yeah, you're coming to rainy Melbourne today.
It's true.
We have had beautiful weather.
I believe you.
Yeah, we have. So a little bit about you. You've had several major advertising agency roles, and then you went to OKCoin and now OKX. It's the most loved crypto brand, we hear. And what's driven these career choices along the way?
So the fact that I've worked at ad agencies, I hope people don't hold it against me. This is my second crypto firm, and I think we are on a mission to become one of the most loved brands, and I think that's sort of our North Star, and everything we do, the way we create customer experiences, I think that's one piece that we keep in mind is how can we make sure that people trust us, they're having overall a great end-to-end customer experience, and I think if we do those basic things well, ultimately lead for people to love us and be the most loved brand in crypto.
So on that, there's a very cool ad on the OKX Twitter.
Yep.
Did you have anything to do with that?
Yes, I did. We did. Our entire team created that last year. Mm-hmm. And I think we rebranded in the beginning of 2022. And one of the key questions that kept coming back to us when we would go from market to market is, what is OKX? Because most people in the industry actually know us or knew us back then as OKEX.
Yes.
So there came a point where we were working with BBDO on an ad campaign concept, and after seeing a bunch of ideas and directions, one day we just had the epiphany that really the campaign is, what is OKX?
Yeah.
It's not any of these other concepts that we were exploring. And that thought manifested into the idea, and then you end up seeing the final spot, which features Daniel Ricciardo, our brand ambassador Scotty James. It's got McLaren there, it's got Pep Guardiola, and we had a ton of fun creating it.
It's such a very fun, cool ad. So if anyone is watching this, make sure I'll put a link underneath. It's super cool.
Oh, it's interesting you bring up that ad. If you like that, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, really?
We're about probably a week away from launching yet another ad.
Oh, really?
And I think if you like that, it'll definitely indulge you.
Yeah.
And so here you are. You're the first one to hear about the fact that next week or so, somewhere there we'll release our new ad.
That's super cool. The thing I like about the ad is it's not just crypto. It sort of sucks you in. You're like, oh, what's going on with this and what are they doing? And then they grab their phone and they're looking down and they're, able to trade crypto. Mm-hmm. And it bridges that gap as far as I'm concerned, but it made it super fun. So
I'm glad to hear that. I think that was the whole intention is, one, we felt that people in crypto, largely speaking, take themselves really seriously. And
I try not to.
I know, and I think it's time for the category to have fun. Naturally, I think a lot of the world knows our mission, what we're trying to do, and how we're trying to reinvent industries or recreate or rewrite some of the systems that we interact with. But that's like a really heavy topic oftentimes, and I think what happens is when you just focus on those angles, people end up not having fun, and we just wanted to create something that brings people in a fun way. And I think if we entertain people, then just perhaps, they might give us a chance and experience our product.
So that brings me into my next question. Like, with all the negative media out there, how are you bridging that gap to bring in new people and to sort of convert them to crypto so that they understand, it's just another sort of financial asset. It's not scary. It's not, all of the things that the media keep reporting.
Yeah. Well, I think for us, number one, at least the marketing teams, our philosophy is don't take our work, or ourselves rather, too seriously, and try to have fun. But in terms of making people feel comfortable, I think one of the things that we've done, and we've been the pioneers of doing so in the industry, is we're one of the first exchanges to react to the FTX collapse, or sort of the industry failures we all witnessed last year, or even part of this year. And what we ended up doing is, without any external pressure per se, we were the first exchange to rapidly go out and publish a proof of reserves, which essentially is a basic way of saying, hey, we're showing the world that we have one-to-one reserves if you deposit value on our exchange. And I think that became really important for people to really be able to trust the platforms they're trusting to do their business with.
I looked at CoinMarketCap today, and there's 528 exchanges that they list. I'm sure there's heaps of others that they don't list. Yeah. But it's really important for that, especially the top 10 exchanges, to have that, to know that your assets are safe. And yeah, I do know there was so much publicity with that through all of the media, not just crypto media. And that Merkle Tree proof of assets is such an important thing. And yeah, it's so exciting that you've got that.
Yeah, I think we're going to continue to focus on proof of reserves, upgrading the way we publish these reserves. We're going to drive more transparency. I think people will get to see more liabilities within the Merkle Tree POR that we publish every month. So I think the reception's been great. I think it's just one of the big pieces of puzzle on a long journey to build customer trust.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it, but there's a lot of work ahead.
It's such an exciting thing. When you look at all the banks collapsing, and banks don't have to have one-to-one assets.
Yeah.
And all the crypto companies, especially OKX, coming in and saying, hey, we're doing this, these are our liabilities, and your money's safe, essentially.
Yeah. I think there's a lot that crypto industry can learn from TradeFi and traditional banking. And I think this is a great time for banking industry to look at what crypto industry is doing and see what they can learn and bring back into their ecosystems.
Yeah, it's definitely, a lot of the crypto terms are derived from the banking system. So yeah, definitely, I think we can bridge the gap there, and that was going to bring all those normies as such in.
That's true.
Yeah. So you've touched on it earlier, a few of the sponsorships that OKX do. So you've got Scotty James. Do you still have Daniel Ricciardo even though he's moved?
Yes, we absolutely do. We're still, quite close, and he's certainly our brand ambassador along with Scotty. Scotty, recently won the championship again at X Games. We're really stoked about that. I think it's been something we've been celebrating with him. There's Daniel. We also have a few other brand ambassadors that are going to be coming up that we'll announce soon. And then, of course, we have the massive partnership with McLaren and Manchester City, and, of course, the Tribeca Film Festival.
That's huge. That's exciting. I love that you've sort of bridged the gap across everything. You've got football, you've got motorsports, and then you've got the arts, basically. Yep. So where does it go from there? Because if you can go into those areas and people sort of trust the brand, they're seeing the brand, and I know that's what Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola and all of those sort of brands have done by getting that as a household name. So what's the next sort of sponsorship route from that?
I don't believe that we're going to really invest a huge amount in new relationships. I think for us as a team, these are really long-term relationships that we've invested in.
Yeah.
The focus first year was all about making sure that these communities really know what OKX is, what our character is, what we stand for. And I think we did a pretty decent job in the first year in 2022. And now in 2023, our focus, the team is entirely thinking about new ways to integrate our product into these properties and experiences. So when people come in and experience Formula One, a Grand Prix rather, or if they go to a Premier League game, or if they're at Tribeca Film Festival, they're actually able to touch and feel crypto and do stuff with it and realize that beyond speculation, there's a ton of utility that's being built in the industry and that they can interact with. So I think that's the fun part. This year is a lot about just bringing crypto closer to these communities.
Yeah, definitely. With that, do you get to go to all the events?
I try not to.
Really? I would be like, please take me. Can I go to Monaco?
I am a bit of a recluse, believe it or not, and I do attend events, but my ideal time is just sit at home and play with my kids and just have fun.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
And my final question, so as a CMO, I know there's going to be people watching this that are wondering what a CMO does. So we were joking earlier that it's the cool man of OKX, that's the CMO.
Yeah.
So we know it's a chief marketing officer so what do you actually do?
Well, look, I think if I can say so myself, I think you can be a CMO, but the cool factor you really have to drive yourself. And I think we've been successful at it. I'm incredibly grateful at the team that I've been able to bring at OKX. And they've really taken the vision and extended it and delivered some amazing work. And now you see a brand that I think appeals to people. It stands out. It's not the traditional brand that you expect in crypto. And that was the whole idea when we started this journey last year is let's try to be different and have sort of an appeal that people can relate to. What a CMO does on a daily basis, I think a lot of my time goes into making sure that people have a clear runway to be creative and to actually ultimately drive an impact.
Yeah.
And that impact starts with customers. If we can have a positive impact on customers, it naturally converts into business value. But my main role is mentorship. I am making sure that the people who are here have the ability to go do some audacious things and be creative and be bold. And if I'm able to unblock things for them, I think they'll be able to embrace their creativity and we're all successful.
That's exciting. Well, I am really looking forward to this ad coming out. I love the last one. And
Great.
So I can't wait to see how much creativity went into it.
Well, maybe we should show it to people today.
I think so. So thank you, Haider, for spending the time with me, and I'm excited for everything that's coming with OKX and bridging the gap, and that's essentially what we are trying to do with crypto. And why I'm all over, Twitter and Instagram and just promoting that word. So excited to get crypto to the world.
Yeah, that's great. You guys are doing amazing work, and thanks for being here.
Cool. Thank you.